No Child Left Behind and Race to the Top are government programs that provide federal money for education, but they also impact on how teachers teach in the classroom.
What they do is make sure that there is accountability and that there is teacher accountability as well as student accountability, and they do this through testing. So these districts will get so much money based on their testing skills.
Race to the Top and No Child Left Behind call for education reform, which can be challenging and tiring for those in the field, but somewhat necessary to meet the demands of today's youth. Our children deserve the best opportunity and the best compulsory education possible in order to be, competitive in a global economy.
It also makes very much cookie cutter teachers. They want teachers to be teaching all the same thing from class to class, the same way, the same activities, and teachers aren't allowed to really teach to the students that they have, which does hurt the students in turn, and they just want to do the same thing. Kids who are good test takers or are in the honors classes, not as much as the standard kids who will probably be very successful people in a job that's a hands-on. They are stressed out. They don't take tests well sometimes, and it's very frustrating for them when they fail test after test after test, but yet can go and do something that I can't do, build a motor or welding and things like that. It does hurt them. It hurts their self-esteem, and then they act out in class.
But what about the student who can't take a test? What about the student who gets scared every time they take a test? We haven't taken into consideration the student's ability.
Teachers are measured on how successful they are by what percentage of students pass standardized tests. However, these tests can be culturally biased, and the low passing percentages of districts cannot be blamed on the students, faculty, or administration. Common ground has to be found between the government and educators on how to receive funding and measure the educational success. Standardized testing can also start a separation effect between successful and non-successful students that can lead to bullying.
One of the biggest concerns for youth is bullying. Kids fear going to school because it is a place that they must worry about the way they are treated by others. However, it is not too late to end bullying, and if we aspire to see kids succeed in the future, it is important to put a stop to the behavior now. Bullying is defined as unwanted aggressive behavior among school-aged children that involves a real or perceived power imbalance. The behavior is repeated or has the potential to be repeated over time. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, types of bullying include verbal, social, and physical bullying. Verbal bullying is anything that involves teasing, name-calling, inappropriate sexual comments, taunting, or threatening to cause harm. Social bullying involves leaving someone out on purpose, telling other children not to be friends with someone, spreading rumors about someone, or embarrassing someone in public. Physical bullying is hitting, kicking, pinching, spitting, tripping, pushing, taking or breaking someone's things, or making mean or rude hand gestures.
Teach them a specific definition that our district has adopted as a definition of bullying, and we hold staff development exercises for them.
Well, the biggest thing that teachers are supposed to do is just turn the students in. If we think they're bullying, or if a student comes to us and says, I'm being bullied, we turn it over to them and let them deal with it.
We teach students to walk, talk, and tell an adult, and we have a bully prevention curriculum. That's how we implement the walk, talk, tell an adult, and teaching with our students.
Just try to educate students to let them know what bullying is, and so they can then tell someone if they are being bullied. That's the biggest thing, is because students don't see as the small picking and the rumors, they don't see that as being.
We can't always just say that a child is a bully and a bully forever. We need to understand that that student has issues that is causing some of the bullying behaviors. So not only do we try to help students who have been targeted by bullying to help them become more assertive themselves or know how to respond in an appropriate way, we also work with the bullies to try and figure out what are the underlying causes of that child's behavior. Earlier, we talk about the bully, the bystander, and the target, the patterns of the behavior. There's a purpose of ill intent behind the behaviors, and there's an imbalance of power.
Classroom, it's mainly just peer pressure, picking on, name calling, that type of silly, I call it silly behavior at the high school.
And so anytime that you have a situation where there's possible imbalance of power between two individuals, you have a potential for a bullying situation. Cleveland County Schools has tried to be very proactive in how we respond to bullying and bully prevention and intervention. In recognition of state laws and federal laws, we have local board policies and local definitions for bullying. Our district provides training and staff development for administration and teachers on how to respond to bullying situations.
The media distorts body image that can lead into damaging consequences. Models shown on television are approximately 20% below their ideal body weight. Disturbed body image is a main precursor for dieting and eating disorders in adolescents. 1 in 10 college women suffer from an eating disorder, and over 8 million Americans have an eating disorder, 90% which are women.
Yeah, I never looked at a magazine or TV and thought that I'm not good enough because I don't look like her. It was more so, society telling me that, peers at school or, people at work kind of putting me down for my own image because that's what they knew and that's what they expected. Society's idea of perfection, being tall and thin, perfect hair, perfect skin, perfect nails, always looking, as flawless as models do in magazines and on TV, when in reality that's not an achievable goal. It's just disappointing because there are a lot of girls that are being put down in their self-worth and their self-esteem because they can't live up to that image that the media portrays. It's not a realistic expectation of what women and men are. Men can't live up to the same expectation that men are in magazines or on TV. Not every guy is going to look like Channing Tatum or a Ralph Lauren model. It's like a worldwide perspective that really needs to be realized before a change can actually be made.